Morning everybody, welcome to Stockradar Stocks on the Move. Today is dated the 10th of October 2024. My name is Richard Lee and I manage the Stockradar.com.au website for you. Okay, this video, like last week, is about showing you how we trade and why with one of our two key signals. And this week we look at the new high. Last week was a trend reversals. Okay, so remember the stock market moves in waves from top to downtrend to accumulation to distribution, and that's the underlying pattern most stocks take, different shapes and form, but we try to get an idea of the macro picture, and I'll take you through some of that today. But it's also we trade from the long side only. We're following the long-term uptrend of the stock market. It's all about odds which we trade, so we're trying to bias those things, and that's what we base our trade patterns on. These themes are important, and our simple trade plan rules we abide by and totally respect. It's not wrong or right, but it's our focus, which is uptrends, and that's what we're trying to do. So that's why we use that underlying thing which our strategy has been based on. Okay, so I just want to give you the definition of the new high here. Simple definition, like the trend reversal. A new high is when the weekly price, weekly for us, closes above a previous high, and weekly high for us as well. So it's simply a simple trading rule. The uptrend of the stock market is, long-term uptrend of the stock market is up. We bias our trading towards the upside. Yesterday I had an operation. I had a plate and some screws taken out of my leg, so I'm on some high painkillers at the moment. So if I'm a bit fluffy today, just be patient with me, okay? But I just wanted to get this out because it's an important adjunct onto last week. Okay, so that's the new highs. That's the definition, and we love them, and we really love them at the moment because they're happening all over the place. Okay, so now we're going to go to the overseas markets. Okay, first market, well, the Dow had a good night last night again, and again this trend is up, it's making new highs, volume is good, momentum is good, so not a lot to argue about there. The Nasdaq is pretty similar, hasn't actually made a new high yet, so we've still got that support bubble there which we're watching, of course, but it's I think it might have shaken the new high out a bit last night, which is good. We've got good volume there. Momentum has slowed a little bit through the correction, but it all looks fine. Some of those big stocks have been a little bit volatile in the video and stuff like that. That's just caused a little bit of a congestion area there. The S&P is making new highs. It's up again last night. Volume's good, momentum's good, so that's fine there. And our market, again, we're coming up to a reasonably low base, so I think there's a lot of potential for us. We are making new highs, but we're just broken out of that big correction. We saw what happened when the Dow and the S&P broke out of that big correction phase. Because we're a slightly different market with our resources and less technology, it's a little bit different. But anyway, we are making new highs. It'll be a good day today, so no problem with the index there at the moment. Gold is in an uptrend. There's no break there. Again, it broke out of a big trading range, and this is what happens. You get this big biased upward move. It's had a congestion area there. It's broken higher. The uptrend is intact. No problem there. And we've seen some pretty good buying coming through here recently as well. A bit more than what we saw through the correction phase. Not a lot, but you can see it's a bit more powerful on the buy side, and momentum's been very good there. Okay, then we've got copper. Copper, well, it's shying away from that area there. We've got that area up around there, which has got all those highs up around here. So we're pretty wary of that. It's a fairly significant level for copper to get through. If it does, well and good, it's great. But for the moment, it's just shying away, and we haven't seen a huge amount of volume on this rally. Expanding, yes, but not a huge amount. So just a little bit wary of that one there. R1 is really what we want to see it through. To be a bit more positive on copper. And Brent crude, well, it tried and failed. Really can't take a trick, this one. Pressure's down, it's still below the average, below the trend line, it's stuck in that trading range. There's been a bit of buying down here at the support level, which has been holding it for a couple of years there. And we saw a spike in volume there, but really it hasn't sort of followed through as yet. So no real happiness there on the Brent crude. Okay, so now I just want to go to the stock big count. Which is, well, Commodities is at the top there. I've got a little chart here, which I'm going to have a little bit more of a look at in detail on the screen. But it's just a chart that I keep showing you because this is what happens with stocks, and we can't forget that. And there are a couple of stocks I'm going to look at later on that may have this sort of potential. So these things happen all the time. I mean, we looked at Commodities a few years ago. It was $70, and we thought it was an extremely high price. It came back to around about 40, I think. And since then, it's now just rallied. It's now $186. So it's what the stock market does. And some of these high PE stocks, really, when they move, quite an exciting thing. So When you've got high PEs, the growth, the expectations are all there. They can run really well, but you've got to be so careful and make sure you protect it in there, and don't just, when the market comes back, you don't just say, well, I'll wait another week. If your stop goes off, you get out of these stocks, and you might have another try. Like Commodities, we had a failure here for really a 1 week failure, but our stop went off, so we got out, protected what we had, and we've just gone again. So we're still making good money there. So they're the stocks we're going to look at a bit today, those new highs. Technology One's another stock doing new highs. Evolution's doing okay. Growth Properties is back there, adding to some of those more property stocks that are doing well. Linus has started to move off its lows there, looking interesting. Net Wealth is making new highs. Samfire's broken to new highs. As a 7 Group broken up again. Telex and Aristocrat. So they're all new high stocks, these ones, or apart from Linus. It's sort of a happy event at the moment. For the trend intensity ratings. Okay, our stock pick count is actually down, so we do take a bit of profit every now and then. I might have a chop out of loss. So last week there was no new entries and we lost a couple. That's what happens. That's how it works. The cycle goes on. But we still got 52 stock picks of 153, so there's about a third there in uptrends, and we've got 15 ETFs of 24. So let's see how the market looks there. Again, we're not getting too carried away, but we're focusing on those stocks that we like. So we'll just go through a couple of them now for you to have a look at them. We saw Commodities, which I showed you there. You can probably read that a little bit more clear what I've written up there. Just trying to explain to you about perspective. And it's not always about the actual price itself. It's more about the price action. If we write about the price, the $70 when it went down to 40, and now it's 186, we think, wow, it could be 300. CSL could be 500 in a couple of years. So the price action is far more important than the actual price itself. So that's how it works. So Commodities, just jumped another $6 or $7 this week, and it's going gangbusters. And it has a put in there. It has a PE of 236. Okay, so if you're trading on a PE basis, you're not trading this stock, but we don't. That's not part of our decision making, so that doesn't really count for us at the moment. We're only interested in trend, moving averages, volume, and momentum. That's what guides us. Okay, another one is WiseTech, which again a little slightly more mature stock, been around a bit longer, but it's also trading on a PE of about 200 at the moment. We had an entry back here, made a new high. Bit of a tough beginning here, but then it did get through. It did hold. The signals were, the price patterns were still bullish because there was no real selling happening there. If it was absorbed, and then we saw a strong bounce up through the highs, and it's now up around 134 from our entry at around about $88. So it's done pretty well, and it's about a 6 or 7 month time frame. Trend intensity rating is 10. So these new highs are amazing things. Telex Pharmaceuticals, another one, PE 139, plenty of upside potential there possibly, depending on how the market mood is. But it simply broke to a new high here, a bit of volume, a bit of momentum, and it's raced up here pretty well. Had a little bit of a consolidation here. What we like about this is we had some good selling here, which is really good for the market to have that. So people have been selling the market, the buying has absorbed it, and it's now pushing higher to new highs again. So we just lift our stop, and it's all seems pretty strong. Telex Pharmaceuticals. Okay, the next one I want to look at, this is again one that's been around for a long while, Technology One. It's only got a PE of 72, so that's pretty high. But, we've still got our pattern here. We've got our new high pattern, we've got our breakout, we've got our volume, we've got our momentum, and our moving average support. So, and it really, since that area there, it's had probably about 2, maybe 3, 4 down weeks, and the whole time it's gone from $16 up to about $24. So this is what happens, and if we doubt these things, if we let our emotions get in control of these things, we can really worry about these things. But momentum is a great thing when it runs, and the market is hot at the moment, and this is a stage where you really don't want to fight the market because it's good. There are different stages of the market, but you've really got to know where you are, and the market is hot, and sentiment is good, and there are, as we know, still about 100 stocks that aren't trending out of 155 stocks. So there's plenty of opportunities to come along here. So they're interesting to watch all these sorts of stocks. Now again, we've got a couple here I want to have a look at that have got potential. I think, you look at JB Hi-Fi, it's just made a new high again, some good volume there. We've had a nice little bit of selling here just to just to dampen enthusiasm a little bit, but it hasn't really affected the price, and it'll probably be up again today. So all we're doing is lifting the stock. But this one here, JB Hi-Fi, its PE is about 20 at the moment, so it's really got plenty of potential to move a lot higher very quickly. And the market, as I say, is in a mood, so we can. These are the stocks we really want to look at as opportunities, I think, and not worry about the price too much. Worry about the price action itself. Okay, now. Rare Group's another one. It made a new high not long ago, and it's more of a bumpy ride, this one sometimes, but which makes it a little bit more difficult. But for the moment, it's been quite well supported. It did break up higher here. Our stop never went off. It held above the old high area, and it's now moving higher quite well again. And we've got some very, very good volume here now, which is sort of exciting me a little bit, because this volume is pushing the price higher, and it's got great potential to move a lot higher. Rare Group. It was been a bit somber for a while through those 2 years, 22, 24, and now it's broken out, and it's a good growth stock like Car Group, which has a PE of about 57, Rees is about 94. So, on that basis, the PE traders might be looking at these stocks for some reason. Anyway, it's all bullish here. Stock market's trend intensity rating is 10. It's just upwards here for the moment. The new highs are what we're looking at. CSL. Okay, and I know I've looked at this one a little bit, but just in the light of what has happened here, CSL has been in trading range for a long time. It's a good stock. Apparently everyone who holds this stock. I haven't held it for quite a while because it hasn't been in an uptrend. But, this stock had an enormous rally back here, in the last, back before 2020. It's now gone to this sideways price action, and it's in a trading range. It had another shot here and actually looked quite good here. We've got a bit more volume appearing there. If I can just green that up a little bit. A little bit more volume appearing here in this last bit here, but it couldn't get it through. So we've clearly got some problems here. Sellers are back here, and they came in and hit this stock pretty hard. So up around the $300 level, they are back again. Momentum's flopped a little bit there. We have major resistance at the highs, which we can clearly see. And again, the benefit for me is I can sit and watch this chart forever and a day while it stays in the trading range. But when it breaks out, that's when you can see a stock that's got here's got $300 can go to $500 or $600, and that's quite an easy thing for it to happen. So, it's interesting perspective when we look at these things. Don't worry too much about the new highs. If you can't get onto them, you're probably more of a buy and weakness trader, a trend reversal trader. But for those that do like momentum, there's plenty of opportunities in our market at the moment. Another little one which I actually don't cover, which I find quite an interesting stock again. No dividend yield, no PE in this stock. It's a little bit young still. But if I look at this one here, it's actually a founder-led stock, which is always an interesting thing. Roger Montgomery loves these stocks. But they're opportunities. And when we saw this COVID crash here a few years ago, and when fear takes over in the market, it drives the market. You can throw your technicals out the window, you can throw your fundamentals out the window, you can throw your expert opinion out the window. You just let fear take its toll and let it subside. So what we've done with 360, what we can see here is we had the downtrend here, then we got this pattern that moved into, which is what we call the accumulation phase, which has actually formed a trend reversal, a new high here. They were rebuilding confidence in the stock, basically. It got hit pretty hard, which is fair enough, but the opportunity, and you can see down here, we've also got the lows down here at around about $2. Okay, so it got down to this area here, which is just a little bit more evidence, and then we started to get this changing pattern. So then we get a signal here to buy this stock. Now, was a bit of a bumpy ride for a while, and you may have even got stopped out here, but still, because you've had a trend reversal before it, you would have taken a new high here. So that's the potential of this stock, and now it's made another new all-time high, and it's gone through. So it's really rallied from about, let's say we got it through around here at around $10, $11, $12. It's now $20 and looking really good. So in a very short period of time, there's almost a 50% gain there. So it's just interesting as to what drives price. Like fear can drive price, at the moment it's all about momentum and sentiment and making money, and so that's an interesting one. And we've also got this good volume down here and very strong momentum for 360. So it's just an interesting stock, and there'll be plenty like this. So I know the new highs that I've shown you, they've all been and gone. They've gone, but they've been there. WiseTech and Prometheus, etc., Telix Pharmaceuticals. But there are stocks that will start to do that. And if you can identify those stocks like something like 360 or even say Hub 24, which we cover net wealth, we don't cover Hub 24, but they've both made good new highs. and rallying strongly. So it's an interesting area to work in. You can just focus on new highs if you want, and you can still make very good money doing that. Okay, so that's my little chat about new highs. It's an exciting time in the market. We'll probably make new highs again today, which is great, and some of these stocks will push higher again. So thank you for those who took up the offer, the special offer of 15 for 12. Lots of you did, and for the new ones, if you've got any queries, you can always contact me and have a chat about what Stockradar is, how it works, any queries about the trading centre and what's on there. You can always subscribe to my free blog, take a free trial for other people who want to have a look at the site. All right, so that's about all I've got for today. Okay, so really what we're saying is we love the potential of high PE stocks when the market is right, okay? This is the time, and the price action alerts us, and it's not always right, as we know. We've got to be careful. This is the time when our stocks are running higher, and we just never know where they will take us. Strike while the iron's hot is basically what you need to do at the moment. So look for some of those opportunities. There's plenty more on Stockradar coming up to these highs that are worth watching and worth looking at. There may be an opportunity, and remember, we always manage our trade with risk management. So if it does go wrong, or the market does take a turn, then we're always protected, which is really important. So because they can be dangerous and they can come back pretty quickly, these stocks when they want to. Okay, so watch your trends, hedge your stops, trade safely, and I'll see you all next week. Thanks very much.